Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the fun, let's see if our Risk Zone bust live stream. Yay! Round 2, guys, the severe weather today across the southeast. We got a marginal and slight risk out here for tornadoes. This is a tornado-driven risk zone today, meaning tornadoes are going to be possible across portions of central, southern, and northern Alabama, western Georgia, and southeast Mississippi and the Florida Panhandle. Today is not a tornado outbreak. Today is not anything like crazy in the weather world in terms of like out of preposterous proportions that some people make it to be these days. This is a pretty decent low to medium chance for a couple of tornadoes today. I would not rule out the threat for a strong tornado across our risk zone today, especially along our boundary here that's in place here across central Alabama. So we'll have to see how things play out here this afternoon. If you guys are in risk zones today, as always, you're going to want to have alerts on phones, know where to go when you get warnings. Most people here in the southeast should be able to know what to do whenever a warning happens. Let's go ahead and get to our tornado watch. We just officially got that tornado watch issued about 44 minutes ago as I was setting up stream and getting stuff ready to go for today. So let's go ahead and talk about what that watch is doing and what that looks like. There we go. Here's our tornado watch for today. This is valid until 6 p.m. Central Time. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, 6 p.m. Central Time. We've got Tuscaloosa, we've got Birmingham, we have Montgomery, we have pretty much all of southwestern and central Alabama in this risk zone or in this watch for this afternoon, as well as eastern portions here of Mississippi. There is not a watch far yet to the north of Alabama or Georgia yet, and that's just due to our warm front hasn't quite yet lifted that far north to give us the potential for instability or anything like that. So we're kind of keeping things limited down here towards south central Alabama. This is most of our population is in Birmingham, in Tuscaloosa, in Centreville, in Montgomery. So it's a pretty decent amount of people that are going to end up getting impacts from this storm system today, potentially. Like I said, hail and wind on the low end side of things, but that tornado risk is really what's driving today's risk zone in terms of that. So that watch is out until 6 p.m. Central Time. So we get about 5 hours to kind of hang around here and see how things play out. Moderate risk for tornadoes, meaning probability of 2 or more tornadoes happening is about 40%. Probability of one strong tornado at about 20% there, and everything else is pretty decent in terms of the threats for today. So we'll be talking about that there. Here is the risk zone breakdown as well for this afternoon. Like I said, that marginal and slight risk here, 2% and 5% tornado risk here from basically Chattanooga, Tennessee, all the way down to Mobile, Alabama. Atlanta, you're in the 2%. Columbus, you're in it. Dothan, you're in it. 5% goes from Birmingham down through Tuscaloosa and into eastern Mississippi. And then we've got the wind threat at 5% and the hail threat at 5%. So this is once again, a tornado-driven risk zone. So we're going to have to see how things play out today. Going ahead and taking a look at observations here. As always, I love to show you guys these because this gives you guys an idea of what's happening in the atmosphere. We've got pretty decent dews and southwesterly flow. You can kind of see the wind barbs are in different directions down here because we had that outflow boundary that was laid down this morning from that line of thunderstorms that came through. So winds are kind of parallel here out of the northwest to the southeast. So you can definitely see the difference here in where the warm front is at and where the cold front is at. Once again, cold front kind of spliced back down here to the south, warm front lifted here right over top of where central Alabama is at here. And like I said, we'll see if things can go further to the north, but right now it looks to be that warm front is shunted to the south here. So we may not see a lot of severe weather up here into southern Tennessee, portions of northern Alabama and northern Georgia. We'll just kind of have to see how things play out. I will let you guys know we do have a special guest here in the room. We have Miss Hazel here with us. She is in her... You can probably hear. She is here beside me. We're going to try things out a little bit different today with Hazel in here. So she's sitting in her little seat here beside me. So you'll probably hear her on and off and on during the stream, but we're just going to keep her in here and maybe have some good luck today, right? Say yeah. Yeah. So we're going to have her in here today. Other than that, let's take a look at our thermodynamics here. Take a look at our instability. Like I said, you can see where the cold front and the warm front are sitting at right now. We're not getting any instability up here, up at the surface. So like I said, really gonna see this potential up here be lower than what is probably forecasted. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's why the marginal risk is up there for mostly an isolated conditional tornado risk. So our higher tornado risk, and that's actually interesting, is we're actually overdoing a little bit on our instability. We've got anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 surface cape down here. So pretty decent numbers for tornado genesis here this afternoon. The problem is going to be, do we have enough southwesterly backed winds to allow our tornado genesis and cyclogenesis to occur? That's the big question mark, and we're going to have to see how that plays out here this afternoon. So once again, a big question mark on, are we going to get tornadoes? Are we going to get mostly wind? Are we going to get hail? I do think we're going to get a couple tornadoes again today, and it's going to be in this region somewhere. It's just, when is that going to happen? Where is that going to happen? Storms are kind of struggling right now in terms of structure, but they are rotating out there already right now. So taking a look as well at our violent tornado parameters, you can see the spin and the vorticity here in the atmosphere. We get some pretty decent numbers out of 10 here, at least on the scale here, 1 through 4 out of 10, and then 20 here on the board. So like I said, pretty decent vorticity. We can also take a look. Let's look at our upper level 500 analysis here, and you can see our jet streak looks to be, our low is right up here to the north, and we've got a pretty decent southwesterly flow. It looks to be our winds are a little bit stronger here across central Alabama and Mississippi, so that would help with a little bit more organization here of our storms here this afternoon. So this is a very important piece of kind of identifying where and when our storms are gonna, you know, become a little bit stronger. So something I'm looking at there. Let me look at the 850 analysis. Yeah, so you can see too, just kind of taking a look here, winds are a little bit more out of the southwest here, out of Mississippi where the cold front is at, but you can see right here across central Alabama and Georgia here, you've got your winds, instead of them going, you know, southwest to northeast, they're more really going south to north. So this is more of a backed low-level jet here, and this is where I want to watch, once again, for that higher tornado threat, where your winds are coming more out of the south, heading kind of a more north-northeast track, compared to like down here into southwest Mississippi, where winds are kind of going like this. So you want to see this direction, not necessarily this direction, because it basically is perpendicular to the 500 millibar winds. So you want to see your 850 a little bit different than what your 500 millibar is, so you can get that vorticity, that changing of the winds with height. That's a very important factor when it comes to storm genesis and supercells firing off. So mixed layer cape also looking very, very good right now. We're starting to see just a little bit further of an advance north here with those cape values, but once again, this area right in here, if there is any type of tornado potential, this is where exactly it's going to be at here. It's going to be through central Alabama and eventually southern Alabama as we go through later on this evening. The north and central side of the state here, we'll see storms first, and then eventually as the cold front trickles in here out of the southwest, we'll see an advancement of storms down here into this region as we head through the evening hours tonight. So it's going to be an interesting day, guys. I do think today has a lot more potential than what yesterday did. We had a lot of storms out there yesterday, didn't we? Yeah. We had a lot of storms out there yesterday, and that really helped with keeping things less severe. We had the one tornado in Cypress, Texas yesterday that ended up producing some minor damage there on the northern side of the city. Yeah? Yeah. Hazel says yeah. I guess she saw it herself, guys. So anyways, going into today, I do think, like I said, the threat for you know, a couple of tornadoes is absolutely going to be possible. So we're going to see how that times out today and what things do. But yeah, apparently Hazel was in Texas yesterday, guys. That's crazy. Didn't know she was down there yesterday, but anyways. Here's our timeline for this afternoon. Once again, storms are already ongoing, so we're going to continue to see supercells kind of fire off here. I do think peak of this event looks to be between about 3 o'clock this afternoon and 6 p.m. This is kind of where I want to watch here. We've got little beams just kind of scattered across the board here. This is around 22Z, so this puts us at about 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. this evening. And then we're going to have, eventually, as this cold front shifts east here, we lose instability. Those storms will weaken, and we'll mostly just have some heavy thunderstorms out there. Could see an isolated tornado across western and central Georgia this evening, but I don't see too much happening after 6 or 7 p.m. There's going to be a chance for a couple more cells down here towards southern Alabama, but I do think the overall threat for severe weather really starts to weaken as we head towards the evening hours here. So we'll see how things play out. If you're up in the Carolinas and up in Tennessee, there is a chance. I don't think, let me double check one more time. They don't have the marginal risk going into South Carolina yet. That's not what I wanted to look at. They don't have the marginal risk going into South Carolina quite yet. But I want to see if we are able to manage a little bit of instability up here into northern Georgia and South Carolina. I could see a mini supercell or two producing an isolated torr possible up here. Very, very low end chance, but I do want to watch up here along the northwestern South Carolina area down towards southern and western North Carolina. This could be potentially a possibility here. I've seen some models try and show that. And then there, like I said, we'll have this line kind of staggered down here towards southern Georgia, western Georgia, and eventually even into portions of southern Alabama. So we're going to have to watch and see how that plays out. I didn't see a lot of instability with this setup, but you can see just a little bit up here, and, you know, 500 joules per kilogram of instability sometimes can do a decent little setup. And, you know, here's a marginal severe hodograph here. You've actually got some pretty decent low-level jets, so this would almost be a tornado hodograph for a weak tornado potentially here. This is actually going to be, yeah, this is just southwest. No, this is just northwest of like Spartanburg area. So we'll keep an eye on that here, but it looks to be most of the instability will be trending down south. So I don't think we're going to see anything up in that neck of the woods as of right now, but we'll keep you guys updated with that in terms of what's going to happen later on this afternoon. So Yeah, guys, there is severe weather today. I don't know where people are getting their information from. If you follow a news information site or somebody on social media that is saying that there's no severe weather today, they are wrong and have no idea what they're talking about. And you can go watch somebody else. But anyways, yeah, that's also a thing in the world that we live in right now. We have storms right now. There's nothing severe warning wise right now, but we do have that severe threat for today. So we will see how things play out this evening. So we're just going to watch radar, keep you guys updated. We haven't had any tornado warnings yet so far today, but we are starting to see, and kind of start to see those little bean-like structures here really start to get going. I want to watch this storm that's just northwest of Montgomery. Little bit of vorticity here. Not anything super, super, super crazy, but a little bit of spin potentially trying to get itself going there. We're going to watch some spin on this storm near Electric. A little bit of spin near Goodwater. So we're starting to see that these storms are spinning. We just don't quite yet have the structure for these storms to quite yet pull that vorticity and reach it all the way down to the surface. And that's what you want to see for tornado genesis. So that's something we're going to watch. I need to clean out my freezer at some point because there is so much ice in it, which we'll probably do later on this afternoon. Yeah? Hi. Go say hi. Hi. Hazel's in the room with me, guys. She's in her chair beside me, so you will probably hear a chitter chatter, baby chatter. Yeah, so once again, if you're in this risk zone today, green or yellow, you have the chance for all hazards of severe weather. That is tornadoes, that is damaging wind. Not everybody is going to see that today, but like I said, we're going to have to just see how things play out today. So we could see a decent day of severe weather, and we could see a nothing burger. So, but when you have a day like today, where we have lots of sporadic kind of bean-shaped supercells, these are what I call little mini supercells. They don't get super, super high up in the atmosphere. They're about 30 to 40,000 feet aloft. These will be enough to produce potential for tornadoes. So once again, this is, like I said, something we're just really going to have to watch today. A little bit more of a favorable environment today for tornadoes and everything else above with today's setup. So we had a couple tornado warnings overnight last night with our storms that were coming into the northern portions of Alabama. A couple tornado warnings last night. So other than that, nothing too crazy happened last night. So I did see some 70-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warnings out there as well. So we'll just kind of see what happens. So I do appreciate the follows. If you guys are watching on the YT channel as well, I appreciate you as well. We have 12 concurrent viewers over there. So if you are on YT, feel free to say hi. And I do answer questions over there as well. Like I've got both chats up so I can see both of the streams ongoing. So just a heads up too, guys, in terms of what the plan is for this week. Today's our last day of severe weather coverage. We're not going to have any severe weather again after today for a little bit of time. We're going to briefly touch on winter weather later on at the end of the stream today, and then we're going to really start to talk more about winter weather as we head towards tomorrow. We've got some snow coming across Minnesota this afternoon. Minneapolis, Minnesota could see 3 to 5 inches of snowfall, I think, possibly between now and the next 24 to 36 hours. And then we're going to see, we're also going to be watching for, what's the word here I'm trying to think of? Watching for another winter storm potentially across the Ohio Valley in the Midwest on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So something to keep in mind there. A lot of fluctuation with the weather pattern for next week. I'll start to talk more about that as we get closer to next week as well. But in terms of streams this week, I do plan on doing an outbreak stream tomorrow. I think is what I'm going to do. And then we'll probably be live on the gaming channel a couple days as well this weekend. So that's just kind of my thoughts on how we'll play this week out. So KJ, thank you for the heart me as well. I do appreciate it very, very, very much. Hello, Dad. Good to see you. This cell right here near Millbrook looks the most healthiest by far. But like I said, just kind of taking a look. These are miniature supercells. These have the potential to produce tornadoes just as much as any other storm does. Yeah, get it. All right. Speaking it Hazel into existence, shall we? And like I said, you can see the structure. So you've got inflow, outflow, you've got inflow, outflow, inflow, outflow. So in reality, if these storms can become mature, we can literally get ourselves a decent little tornado, a decent little regional tornado event today. She's just shaking her head no. She just says no, it's just not going to happen today. It's just not going to happen. So like I said, we'll just see how it plays out here. We'll see what happens. If you guys do have questions in the chat, I'll try to answer them. We're going to answer severe questions right now. In terms of snow and all that stuff, I will answer those questions later on in the stream. So if you have severe weather questions, feel free to answer them, or I'll throw them in the chat there and I'll answer some of them. Georgia's mostly going to be late evening. Any storms could fire off after 7 p.m. here in this area. It's a very low end threat here in the yellow or in the dark green. So we'll see what plays off. But an isolated tornado wind threat and hail threat is possible from like Chattanooga, Tennessee, down through Atlanta and back down towards Albany area here. So Yeah? She's just shaking her head. You want to come sit with me? You want to come sit with Dada? Alright, we're going to bring her up for a minute. Hold on. Come here. Oh, come here. She's like, I want to be up here. I want to be up here.
Hi.
Hi. Is Lake Martin, Alabama going to get any tornadoes? It's possible. 2% for you guys down there. Very, very possible. Yeah, if we don't get any tornadoes today, Hazel can do the forecast. Absolutely, I'm down for that. You can do the weather forecast? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Hi.
Where am I? Oh, we're in Western Kentucky. We are not anywhere near this risk zone today. Say yeah. All right, let's zoom back in here and take a look at this storm. Yeah, this is maybe starting to uptrend just a little bit here. We'll see. LT is a little bit close to our radar. We're gonna watch these two storms near Montgomery and Electric. Why? Make sure y'all are also respectful to my weather team, please. Don't be rude in chat. You'll get muted and blocked. Don't do that stuff. We don't take that stuff here.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Alrighty. So you guys seem to be pretty good on questions so far. Welcome in, guys, to the stream if you are joining in here. We got Miss Hazel forecasting the weather today. What are your thoughts today, Hazel? What you thinking? She's like, Talladega, you are in the 5% today. So you have a chance at an isolated tornado, hail, and damaging winds today. You were in that slight risk level 2 out of 5. We'll get a new risk zone update in about 45 minutes as well. So that's something we're watching here. All right. Let's see if we have our new 18Z is okay. So the 18Z is coming in now. Yeah, it looks like we may get some skinny cape up here into northeast Alabama. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. I wonder how much instability we get up into this area this afternoon. Why the threat is a little bit lower. Yeah, tornado potential as well. It's definitely here still. Yes. And South Alabama, it's very warm and windy today. Yeah, I bet it is. You guys have got about 3,000 joules per kilogram of instability on top of that. So this is a little bit of an uptrend, at least here in the next 3 to 4 hours. Down here, Southern Alabama, Mobile area. I want to watch you guys. A little bit of an uptrend around 23Z down here as well. So it looks like lots of kind of messy convection up here. The models are models, so take these models kind of with a grain of salt, but just interesting to kind of see how this plays out in Southern Alabama. So, once again, we do have that tornado watch already issued. This is out till 6 p.m. Central Time here. If you're just joining in, Central and Southern Alabama in that tornado watch. And then we've got Eastern Mississippi in that tornado watch there. That's out till 6 p.m. Central Time. So if you're in this watch, you definitely want to be weather aware, please. As you can see, no severe weather expected like the next 7 days in a row here. So you guys joining in, welcome into the stream. Yeah, there's no threat in Kentucky today for tornadoes. Not at all. I'm watching this storm very closely just north of Montgomery near Elmore. This has got a little bit of rotation starting to develop on it. It's just, can it sustain that? It's got a pretty decent storm structure as well. Let's take a look at the echo tops on this storm. Yeah, so these are mini supercells right around 40,000 feet, 44,000 feet. So this is what we're going to be sustaining our height with on our cloud tops today as well. So. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, guys, please make sure you're respectful in chat. I will mute you and block you, and so will the mods if you're rude in chat. We don't put up with the BS here. You can go watch somebody else if you're not respectful in chat. That is one thing that will not be tolerated here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a pretty impressive looking storm here. So if you're near like Tarwater area, how do you say this area? Wetumpka? That's an interesting name right there for a town. Wetumpka. What in the world? Wetumpka. Wetumpka. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was so confused for a second. I was like, oh boy. Yeah, so this is a concerning storm. This may be our first tornado warning of the day, at least here of the afternoon. We're starting to see the rotation on this pick up a little bit more. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Why do we want to go bye-bye? This is in central Alabama. Yeah, guys, please as well, if you are not on the weather team, please let the weather team answer the questions. I appreciate people outside helping if they have weather knowledge, but please let the weather team do that because it does cause a little bit of confusion sometimes. So, I mean, like, no meanness or anything by that, but please, if you're not on the team, please don't answer questions. But yeah. But we're watching the storm here, guys. This is heading towards, oh gosh, I'm going to do this all day long. Hold on a second. Wetumpka. This is coming towards you guys here. Andy Electric. I'm going to have to get used to this one. That got a little cell up here near Dateville as well. We'll see. This may be a serious problem here in the future. It is definitely rotating. There's not a lot of inflow to work with it right now. Tick. This, I'm telling you guys, these Alabama names are wild. Share something else today. She is on one today. Oh yeah. Yeah. You're sweet. I love
You.
You're so sweet. You. Oh, let's take a look here. Yeah, the swell line over here near Tuscaloosa does look decent. I don't see, it's a little bit of weak rotation up here. It's not anything super, super impressive. So most of this is going to be quasi-linear stuff. So we'll keep an eye on you guys here. This is the cold front coming through itself right here. So if we're gonna get ready to push this cold front already through Tuscaloosa, their severe threat will be done pretty soon. Let me see here on this side. Yeah, there's a little bit of spin here with this. I feel like almost that radar is so far to see. It's so hard sometimes to see these. Yeah? Yeah?
Oh,
Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's definitely some weak rotation on that one. I think most of these storms up here in northeastern Alabama or eastern Alabama here also mostly just rain. Yeah, I'm watching this one here. This east of Millbrook. What? What is it? How close is it to? Oh, these storms are not in Georgia yet. It'll be a little bit of time for the storms getting to Georgia. We're probably looking at closer to 6 or 7 tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm telling you guys, she is so clingy. To me or to Ro. You ready for Christmas? 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 Diggy. What's up, Peyton? What's up, guys, coming into the stream? How long are these storms supposed to last? Alabama mostly between now and about 6 to 7 o'clock this evening. Could see some stragglers down towards Florida Panhandle area, southern Alabama. And then we've got the western side of Georgia. We got the western side of Georgia seeing after 7 p.m. tonight. You want mama? You want mama? You want to go see mama? No? Or yeah, so you want that though still, don't you? Oh. She may want you, babe. That was clear as day, too. That was absolutely clear as day. Mama? Well, she's coming to get you. You're gonna get taken away. Yeah. I was gonna say, she said that clear as day. Yeah. Oh, yeah. High five.
Yay.
Thanks for your help today. I appreciate it.
Yay.
Yeah. I know, guys. She's going to be 3 years old in February. It's crazy. I've known this child since she was 2 weeks old. Crazy. Crazy.
She said crazy.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Are you crazy, Hazel?
Can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye. Mwah. Mwah.
Hi.
I
Yay.
love
You.
you. You. She's something else, guys. I swear. Bye-bye. We love her. She is a amazing, amazing child. We love her. We love her and Richard. They're both amazing kids. Absolutely amazing. Alrighty, guys. I know that was she was not going to last long in here. Give it like 30 minutes on the stream, and she's like, I want mama. I'm ready to go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get back into this here. Let's see. Questions. Do you see the storm weakening before they get to Georgia? Yeah, Georgia, your storms are going to weaken. Like I said, today is mostly a conditional it's a conditional tornado risk, at least in my mind it is. everybody out here in this area tonight, depending on instability and where our shear is at and how our shear vectors are looking and all of that yummy stuff, will depend on what happens. But this is a very isolated threat. Not every person is going to see a storm in either of these risk zones. Some people may see storms, some people may not. So it's really just dependent on where they go. Now this storm here, moving into like Blueberry Hill, these names in Alabama are really interesting. And Jasmine Hill area. These are starting to be the concerning storms. So we're watching for rotation on these storms. This rotation, there we go, a little bit closer to the radar. This is more of an outflow dominant storm right now. We don't have, we don't have any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We do have a tornado watch out. I do think we'll start to get some warnings here, especially as we progress through the evening here. It's only 1 o'clock Central Time, and our main tornado event's probably going to be here in the next 2 to 3 hours. So. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you were in Alabama last night, you definitely had that line of thunderstorms that came through early this morning, and some of them were producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. So it definitely was a loud one, and that MCS moved through pretty quickly, and it's helped the atmosphere recover for this afternoon. So yeah, that's why I tell people too, trampolines you're gonna want to tie down. You definitely want to tie down on those trampolines because they will go flying if you do not. What's up, Nick? Good to see you. Welcome in, guys. Tennessee, mostly going to be quiet today. You maybe could see a general thunderstorm or two, but that severe risk is mostly going to be confined to the south view. Yeah, so once again, this is our cold front right in here. We could definitely get some tornadic activity on the cold front with our line here. But once this front passes through, like Tuscaloosa, you're going to be severe threat is going to be done here very, very soon. But this is the area that we're watching out here in front of for warm sector. You can kind of see this is what we call a confluence band or a convection band here, just a band of thunderstorms that continues to develop off of a warm moisture access. And this is where we're watching for those, you know, splitting supercells here to potentially produce a couple tornadoes or two. And then on top of the warm front itself, we could see some trouble. But I'm watching this little storm here coming into Tuscaloosa currently right now. A little bit of spin up here on the northern side, but not anything to like prompt a warning or anything like that. Yeah, so anytime you have a setup like this and you get warm front action where you get cells in front of a cold front, it can always do some crazy things. I can see why Birmingham is potentially saying that, but they're also marginal / slight risk. So I think they're also a little bit concerned as well for the potential for a conditional tornado risk on the hatched side of things. Like what I'm saying is EF2 plus potential. So like I said, when you got shear and you got instability and an open warm sector, really anything can happen. It's just are the storm's going to be able to take advantage of it? Yeah, make sure y'all are spelling your city and states correctly when you're putting it in the chat. That way the mods and the team can do that. Ooh. All right. The day one update just again. There's no way. Let's see here. I was gonna say there's no way it just updated again. I think the app is glitching. Yeah, I don't know why it updated. It's not supposed to update again until like 2. It hasn't officially updated on the website yet. Yeah, no warnings right now, guys. Like I said, we're just kind of watching and tracking radar here. We haven't seen anything produce anything yet. So, watching some of these storms coming up out of Mississippi as well. Yeah, make sure if you guys have kids or toddlers or anything, car seats are the best thing for them if you get a tornado warning. Best idea ever. I'm about to crack open an energy drink because I am so sleepy and I slept so well last night and I don't know why. Excuse me. Time frame for Atlanta, well after 8 p.m. tonight. Should be after 8 p.m. Yeah, it should be well after 8 p.m. We're starting to see a little bit more rotation over here near Cowaliga. Cowaliga with this little cell. So this is what I'm talking about. These are not going to be textbook classic, large, gigantic supercells. These are going to be sufficient enough. These are what I call mini supercells to produce tornadoes. And these are the ones we have to watch. So both of these here. This one also starting to take a little bit more tornado potential with it. You can see that rotation here really starting to kind of pop out. So I think it's just a matter of time before we start to get warnings coming here soon. We're going to stay on this one. Take a look at the echo tops on this. It's about the baby, about 30,000 feet. It's a baby storm. Yeah, Kawaliga. I don't know how you say it. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I do appreciate it very much. They may go Tor warning on this. We'll see. Thank you guys for the gifts again. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all do follow my gaming channel. It's pinned in my bio. We're gonna be live on there a lot this weekend. We have some really cool stuff coming. You guys know I play a lot of video games outside of doing weather coverage. That will be gone here very, very soon because I go back to school in literally a month, and Rochelle goes back to school in a month as well. So we'll be on there a lot over the next couple of weeks outside of doing weather coverage and stuff. That way we can continue to grow that platform. So if you like doing that and hanging out with us over there, it's a good way to, one, me to get to know you, and two, you can get to know me more. Not like you don't know me already, but and you can join in on some of the games we play. It's a lot of fun over there. So that is Mesomat Gaming here on TikTok. That'll be on it's pinned in my bio. But we're gonna be running over, getting people ready for winter weather stuff as well as we go into this week. So yeah, I start back to school after a year off. I'm going to get my last 2 semesters up on my 2-year degree finished, and then I've got 2 years left of med school, and then I'm done, and I'm a degreed meteorologist. So not far at all. Really not. This rotation is just to the southwest of Jackson's Gap, Alabama. Yeah, this is going to be a problem here in a minute, I think. They may have to issue that tornado warning. They need to probably go ahead and issue it now, honestly. That's rotation. Pretty decent as day right there. So this will be tracking northeast. We'll put a little tracker on it so you guys can see where we're talking at. We'll continue to move this to the northeast here. I'm going to say this is moving 35 because I can't really tell. Yeah, moving 35. So we've got Jackson's Gap in Dadeville in about 20 to 25 minutes. roughly on this here. It's a little bit sometimes hard to tell, but that's what we're looking at. No problem, Terry. What's the plan after graduation? I'm trending more and more in one, I'm going to continue doing this for you guys, but I'm continuing wanting to potentially get a job either at the National Weather Service office or work part-time at a news station just to have an income going, because TikTok and social media is stressful for income. It doesn't really pay out that great. So that's potentially on the way. We'll see what things look like in 2.5 years when I get finished with school. Me and Rochelle may end up moving out of state and going somewhere else. We got a lot of different options. So she's also getting her degree, her business degree done as well. So we'll both be finishing our degrees literally at the same time. So I think there's lots of options on the table. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think she knows what's going to happen. And it's really also dependent on the kids too. So yeah, my med school, I'm going to be transferring to Mississippi State once I finish up here at a community college where I'm at. Yeah, I was going to go to WKU in Western Kentucky, but they only offer in-person meteorology. Mississippi State's online, and that's the option I have to take. So that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, I agree with you as well, Nikki, and that's probably may end up what's happening. We'll see. Like I said, what happens in 2.5 years. So, I would love to continue to stay full time for you guys on here. We've grown this platform significantly in the last 2 years, so I want to continue. I want to continue doing it. And you guys enjoy this stuff, and I enjoy doing it. So, I think it'll be a good thing to continue doing after I'm done with school. So we'll just kind of see what happens. I'm a person, I don't like to force anything. Like if it's not there, then I'm not going to do it. But if there's a potential for success somewhere, I'm going to try and find it and try and get it. So yeah, I think we should have potentially maybe 2 tornado warnings. One west of Tallahassee, or Tallahassee, not Tallahassee, Tallahassee, Alabama, and then one up here. Potentially. There's some weak rotation on both of these. Yeah, I agree as well, babe. I agree as well. That's basically the mindset. I love doing nothing better than getting on here and doing 6 and 10 hour and 15 and 20-hour live streams with you guys and keeping y'all safe. I genuinely enjoy doing it. So they did already update the risk zone. So the day one already came out again. Interesting. Yeah, Mississippi State has a great weather program. I've actually got a friend that ended up moving to West Virginia that went to school there, so they enjoyed it a lot as well. So I've got some good references from there. So it's like I said, it's just really the online portion of it, getting done online. So there's not a lot of schools. There's a couple out there. A lot of them are higher up, but Mississippi is also doesn't have out of state tuition. So on NC line weather. So you'll get some heavy rain this afternoon. Not anything severe. Not expecting anything severe at all. This is our main risk zone for today. Nothing severe for you guys. Yeah, it's a good school. Allie, I can definitely tell you in 2.5 years, if you're finishing up high school, I can tell you if it's worth it or not. That is for sure. Yeah, there is broad rotation here. There is, yeah. I'm a person, like, I'm not the National Weather Service office, and I'm not the one that can issue tornado warnings, like, legitimately, but I've done this for so long. Like, I just wish they would start just torpasing these even for broad rotation. Most of the times, most National Weather Service offices do, but there's some that don't do it. Some are conservative, some kind of wait last minute. So I just wish all National Weather Service offices were on the same page. Like, I know they're all on the same page because they all have to be, but in terms of like, hey, like if you see something from another office and you're watching it, on a non-busy day for your area and you're watching somebody else's, like, hey, ring in and say, hey, excuse me, torbosus or something, because this is definitely something that should be tornado warned. This should be tornado warned or at least torpossed. So that's just kind of my thoughts. I know they have their opinions and their process that they have to go through up there, but this should at least have a severe thunderstorm warning on it for a torpos label. I feel like there's just like this idea that each office goes through, or like a process, or like, hey, we may issue it then, we may issue it now. Like, just like, it's like a judgment call kind of thing. Like, it's my decision to make each office has to make a decision on when they're going to issue a warning or not issue it. What's up, Manic Tees? Good to see you. But this is like a process, like right here. Like, this should be tornado warned. Like, come on. That's rotation. I've seen offices not issue tornado warnings, or barely issue tornado warnings for stuff like this down here. So, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Manic Tees. Hope you have a wonderful holiday week, I guess is the word I'll use for that. I'm horrible at wishing things. I cannot talk today, apparently. I appreciate the heart me as well. So, like I said, this is a mini supercell right here. So, you would look at this and you would say, there's nothing here. This is a baby supercell. This is a lot of the times what we get with these type of warm front setups. You can get something small and you can get something decent. So these are the two storms that we are watching here just to the north of Montgomery, Alabama. And these are both going to potentially be problems as they continue to head northeast here into a more warmer and abundant sheared environment, I guess is the word I'll use. So... So, well, guys, once again, too, we'll probably be on stream till about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, barring there's a ridiculous amount of tornado warnings or anything ongoing. I do want to tonight, I will probably end up doing a live stream on the Mesomat Gaming channel tonight, just as a heads up, for anybody that wants to watch or hang out over there tonight, because we haven't done one on there in a while, and I'm really trying to get that channel up and going as well outside of weather. So if you haven't followed my gaming channel yet, even if it's just coming in there to watch or support the videos, I'm trying to get that up and running. I'm trying to find something secondary to do outside of school and weather coverage when there's literally none of the above going on. So that's basically what I started as I turned my backup account into a gaming channel, because I'd love to game. Who doesn't? So I'm continuing to get that up and going. I'll definitely be on there all day tomorrow because we have a double XP Call of Duty event tomorrow. So I will be on there more than likely all day tomorrow playing. You guys can see I'm a nerd, right? You guys can tell I'm a weather nerd / gaming nerd, so it's very noticeable. This is in Alabama. This is in Alabama. No, Justin, they have another one scheduled for tomorrow. It popped up today. They have another one scheduled for tomorrow. I was playing a little bit before I got on stream. They have a new event that started today, and they have one scheduled for 24 hours out. Let's see here. Dothan, Alabama, you guys are in the marginal risk for Dothan, Alabama. You guys are in the marginal risk for this afternoon. So all hazards are going to be possible for you guys at about between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. tonight. This bean is really trying here, but it looks like the structure of the cell itself is starting to kind of a little bit. Oh, wow. We now have blizzard warnings for Marquette. Okay. That's crazy. That just got updated. Hold on. Let me get this pulled up real quick. This is our first blizzard warnings of the season, I think, too, now. I think I have these turned on. Hold on. I thought they were turned on. Yep. So we have blizzard warnings for northeastern, South Dakota, winter storm warnings all the way through Minneapolis, Minnesota, down towards southern Minnesota, and then now blizzard warnings for Marquette. This is going to be a pretty decent winter storm that's going to come through tonight across Minnesota, so and across the Dakotas here. So if you're in these areas here, we're definitely going to be talking about snow. It looks like Minnesota's going to see anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow, with higher pockets of seeing 6 to 5. Down here towards southern Minnesota, 1 to 3 inches of snow, but higher pockets of 5 to 6 in there. And then we've got those blizzard warnings here for Ortonville, Aberdeen. Aberdeen saw a lot of tornado potential this year as well. So we are seeing that cross-country snow event really start to ramp up here, or at least cross-country across the upper plains here. So that snow is definitely falling. Look at that low deepen too. Look at that. There's your low right there. That snow cranking on the south and northern side of the low here. You can see the rain changing over to snow as well here across western Minnesota. So all of this is going to transpire east as we go throughout the day today. Yeah, Iowa's going to be really, really interesting this weekend. Do y'all want a glimpse real quick? Do we want to have a little glimpse at what's going to happen this weekend? Because a lot of people are going to get snow this weekend. How much and all of that yummy stuff is still to be determined. Let's take a look real quick, because I know some of you guys are in here for that, and why we don't have any warnings ongoing. I would love to chat about it real quick. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Here is our lovely map. I'm going to actually place this up here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Here's our lovely map. Here's our snow event for tonight. Heavy snowfall going to be moving through Minneapolis all the way down to southern Minnesota. You may get a dusting of snow across northern Iowa, across Wisconsin this evening as well. So pretty decent snowfall potential there. And then we got the Great Lakes snow event. And this is where things get really, really interesting. We are going to once again get heavy banding snow across Michigan for the second time this year. And this is going to, you know, potentially amount in some decent totals, especially if you live over here along the lake on the western side again. We could see some higher snowfall totals as this banding sets up. We don't know exactly where that's going to set up at, but some pretty decent snowfall potential here with this as well as we head towards Thursday and Friday, and that'll really continue. And then look at this, guys. Not even 2 days later, here comes our big winter storm, and we could have snow as far down as northern Kentucky. All of Illinois and Indiana looks to see accumulating snowfall potential. But this is going to be really, really tricky, and we'll start to talk about this tomorrow when severe weather is done. But there is going to be a rain-snow line with this one, meaning it's going to be very warm on the southern side of this, and it's going to be cold on one side. How does the snow happen? Do we see snow first and then rain? I do have a feeling, and this is just my thoughts as of right now, if you're over here in the Ohio Valley, you may start out as snow early Saturday into Saturday afternoon, and then as the warmer air lifts to the north with this, we're probably going to see that change over to rain, and then all the snow is going to melt. So the idea of we're probably going to see, you know, not a lot of accumulating snowfall out of this on the eastern side here is going to lead to more snow up here where we have colder air aloft. So we're going to see how these trends play out here over the next couple of days, but it does look to be a rain snow mix this weekend across the Ohio Valley. So you got travel plans, good luck. Good luck is all I have to say. I'm not really going to go through, we'll just take a look at this. I think the GFS is going to be a little weird with the 10-to-1 because it's not going to be a 10-to-1 ratio. Let's go to the Kachura. There ain't no way. 32 inches of snow this weekend for Marquette. There is no way. I think the GFS is drunk. Ain't no way. 32 inches of snow between now and Friday. There's no way. That's wild. Like I said, Minneapolis, you know, you kind of sit on that decent line here. You're like on the, let me get a half a foot of snow to 1 to 3 inches of snow. So we'll see how this plays out. But then look at this. As I mentioned, heavy banding snow somewhere setting up here. Northern Michigan, southern Michigan could see higher pockets of snow as well as we head towards Friday and the Saturday. And then look at this, guys. Look at this. We get that big old winter storm next week or into the weekend. If you're not happy after Friday, you'll be happy after Sunday. These are some pretty decent totals. A widespread 8 to 12 inches across this region potentially, with higher pockets of 12 to 18 inches up here. And then down here, we just got a big question mark on down here. I don't even want to get into what's going to happen down here in the Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio yet, because it's all dependent on where the freeze line is sitting at. But if you're in Iowa, if you're in Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Northern Illinois, Michigan, you're going to be a happy camper after this weekend's over with. Like, I'm telling you guys, you get one clipper system this tonight into tomorrow. If you're up in Marquette, 40 to 50 inches of snow on the GFS run. Let's look at what the Euro is doing here, because I like to show both because I'm not biased to model runs. Oh, shit. Come on. Hold on, I gotta reset this here because I wasn't logged in. Euro has that clipper system. Oh, Euro goes a lot more heavy snowfall over Michigan. Whoa. Look at the banding just setting up, too, of the lakes. That's a big difference between the GFS and the Euro. Huge difference. Yeah, that sounds about right, Nolan. And then here comes our next one. And you can see the difference. So the European model for this weekend has snow for all of these areas, but it doesn't have the snow down here towards southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, because the warm front is going to stay just to the north here. Just to the north. So that's going to lead to more rain and kind of a sleety mix. But I'm telling you guys, if you live in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, Michigan, and Iowa, you are going to be a happy person. If you like snow, you're going to be a happy person. It's legit. It's going to happen. I don't see this folding or anything like that. You look like mold, Rochelle. And then we're not done after that, because it looks like we're going to have another little system to try to come through late next week. We've got multiple chances for multiple winter storms over the next couple of weeks here, guys. And the pattern's really going to be... Yeah, he is, Marissa. I know he moved to Minnesota for the snow. He won't tell me he did, but I know he did. He is going to be a happy camper when he walks out his door next Monday morning and he's just got inches of snow hanging out. Look at these numbers on the Euro. Like, this is astonishing. 50 inches of snow, 40 to 50 inches of snow up here near Marquette. Widespread. This is like 8 to 12, 8 to I would almost say 15 inches of snow here, 8 to 15 here. Now, this could probably change, more than likely will. 8 to 15 here. And then you got a fine line of, you know, like 5 to 8 down here. So if you want snow, this is where you got to go this weekend. GFS runs next. This is the Euro run. The GFS pretty decent. So both of our models show pretty decent consistency on where there's going to be snow. It's just how much do we get? And so, like I said, we'll start to nail those. We'll start to nail those numbers in as we head into the end of the week here. So at least the end of the week, closer to like Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. But these are some decent potential numbers, and then we can have more afterwards potentially. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Interesting times ahead. And like I said, I don't see a lot of severe weather happening in the too distant future. I will mention our jet stream is going to be wonky. We're going to have lots of cold air spilling down out of Canada. It's been talked about for a while now. You'll see it pop up here. The Euro, below average temperatures here as we head towards the weekend here. We'll have pretty decent below average temperatures for much of the country through Thanksgiving. It's going to be cold starting tomorrow if you're in the Ohio Valley, the Southeast, the Midwest. This cold front comes through with the severe weather event today, and we're going to be cold afterwards for quite some time. Another blast of cold air coming down as we head towards early next week. This will be our bigger blast of cold air. We're going to potentially see 25 to 30 degree below average temperatures. It's not saying that this is going to be negative 28 degrees. These are below average temperature trends minus the average for what the month is going to be. So whatever you typically experience in the month of November or December, row, you subtract this number, this number by it. So, I mean, we're gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna feel like winter. We're officially entering December. This sounds about right. This will hang in place for quite a bit of time, and this will hang through much of next week. And then we go into the second week of December, may see a little warm up, and then look at this. Oh, if you like snow in the Southeast or Ohio Valley or the Mid-Atlantic, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup for snow. Are we going to get the snow? We'll have to see. But the fact that the temperature anomalies are going to be this cold potentially as we head towards December 9th and 10th, we got ways and ways of days out to watch this. Things are probably going to change. But just continuing to see the trends of cold air spilling. This is what we've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks. You guys can go back and watch all of my videos on YT on TikTok. We've been talking about it's going to get cold in December. It's going to get cold in December. Connor's talked about it as well. It's going to get cold in December. All of our teleconnections show that it's going to get cold in December. It's just how cold and how do our storm systems set up? Do we get a low that comes out of the Gulf? Do we get a low that goes cross country? This makes a big difference on who sees snow and who doesn't see snow and who just sees blade up cold air. So I do think the table is set for some decent chances. I mean, just look at these. I mean, shit. Literally. This is going to be wild stuff here potentially as we head into December. So if you don't like cold air, you're going to have to deal with it. This just gives us an eye. Bruh. Ain't no way. What? This has got below 0 temperatures next Monday. The Euro does. That's crazy. I know y'all are probably normal. Y'all are used to this up here. This is just December 1st. That's going to be frozen. Dude, if I stepped outside in this, I would be frozen like a block of ice in seconds. Guys, these are below 0 temperatures. 3 degrees in Des Moines, Iowa next Monday at 6 o'clock in the morning is what the Euro is showing. 5 degrees in Minneapolis, -2 in Mankato. We've got Michigan in below 0 temps. Like, this is some wild stuff. And what's crazy is most of our cold air is still locked up here into Canada. Meanwhile, yeah, Florida's sitting in the 70s. There's our cold front. Sheesh. I'm telling you guys, if I've got snow lovers and cold lovers in here, this is some good stuff right here. Doesn't look like the first round will have all that cold air spill that far south, but then look again, we get a second round as we head towards late next week, potentially. And then after that, oh, Canada just opens up. There we go. Okay, this is really far out. This is more than likely going to change, so please don't like buy into this right here. But just imagine. Imagine you wake up on December 10th and your whole entire state of Wisconsin is below 0, single digits in the Ohio Valley, teens and single digits in the Northeast, and we get a classic Northeast low pressure with a bucket load of snowfall. Just imagine that setup playing out here. Just imagine. Okay, is it going to happen? Probably not. We'll see what happens. You never know. But just imagine the cold air is there. The models are showing the cold air. Do we have moisture to give us a blockbuster snow event? That's to be determined. That won't be determined for quite some time. Because if you go and you look at our lovely, sweet old weather pattern on the time frame of this is what I do want to watch. I want to watch this late next week. Anytime you get a low that develops down here and moves up like this is usually going to produce some snowfall. This is most of the time you got cold air coming down. This is going to produce some snowfall. This is something I'm watching for late next week, December 3rd through December 5th. We'll see how this plays out. That's kind of your first round of cold. You want to see that low really hugging the coastline here in order to really get the moisture turning in with the cold air. Classic nor'easter. We'll see if the trends change with this. And then as we head towards the 5th and beyond, look though, we start to see some snow popping up. So it's not like a blockbuster snow event, but look at this. Sheesh. It's going to get cold, guys. It's going to get cold as hell is what it's about to be. And then we have like lake effect banding snowfall. So this is what I call northwesterly snow. This is going to truly feel like January in the middle of December. So this will be potentially about 10 days, 15 days out from Christmas. So like I said, in the reality sense of things, this model is over 300 hours out. We'll continue to watch it. We'll watch it for the next week, week and a half here. We'll see if it continues to trend. But I do think the signal is there for something to happen as we head into the second week of December. So really, in reality, we're 6 days away from December. So, we start really looking at these things and we start kind of, I don't want to say we wish cast, but we kind of wish cast just a little bit. So it's okay. But I think interesting times are ahead. If you don't like cold air, suck it up and deal with it. You're gonna have to deal with it. It's gonna probably be some of the coldest air we've seen in quite some time. And I'll start talking about this as we get closer to this. You guys know I don't like to talk about long range forecasting events over 10 days out very much because it's gonna change. The euro is gonna change. The GFS is gonna change. Well, literally 4 days ago, 3 to 4 days ago, we were looking at a below or an above average temperature trend in the southeast next week, and now we're once again looking at below average again. So it changes so frequently. It's so hard to forecast winter weather, and unlike severe weather, you can kind of get an idea on when a trough is going to do something or when we're going to see really cold air or warm air, but it's really hard to see sometimes. So all right, we still got nothing going on right now, so we're gonna see how this pans out here. So far we're 2 hours into our busted risk zone so far. That's good to see. Let's see here. Let me look and see if I can find something here. Hold on a moment. Yeah, Brooke. So Minnesota is under winter storm. Most of the state is under either winter storm warnings or winter weather advisories. If you're from northern and central Minnesota down, you're probably in a winter storm warning, and it's mostly going to be widespread 1 to 3 inches of snowfall with higher pockets of 3 to 5 inches. For most, like Minneapolis, 3 to 5 inches. Southern Minnesota, 3 to 5 inches. If you're anywhere in Minnesota, you're going to get some snow this weekend. You're going to get snow tonight, and you're going to get another round of snow potentially this weekend. So we're going to talk more. If you stay tuned, we'll talk more about that again in tomorrow's stream. I'm going to make a super duper long video. By the way, TikTok, please don't eat me for this, but if you are not following me or sub to my YT channel, make sure y'all are. I post completely different forecast videos on there than what I do here on TikTok. I try to keep my videos a little bit shorter, under 8 minutes here on TikTok. On YT, they're 10 minutes plus, and they go a lot more in depth on things. So if you want to watch those, feel free to watch those. That's where I kind of go into a little bit more of the nitty gritty on what's going to be happening with those stuff. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't yet. TikTok will probably yeet me in a few minutes for saying that, but it's fine. What's up, Mark? Mark, I think I saw you live a few minutes ago, didn't I? I thought I saw you pop on live. I need to start coming into your streams more. I appreciate what you do. If you guys don't follow Mark, give Mark a follow. He's also awesome. He's a legit meteorologist. We'll be in that official category. I can't wait to finish school so I can officially put in my bio degreed meteorologist, because I'm so sick of, are you in med school? Do you know what you're talking about? Are you lying? Are you a fearmonger? Like, I'm so sick of that shit. It's so old. Like, I'm ready to be done with school. I'm ready to get it over with and get it done. I feel like Hazel's in there agreeing with me. Laverne, Alabama. Where are you guys at? Let's see here. You are in that slight risk. So 5% tornado risk, wind threat, and hail threat today. So yeah, you'll have degreed meteorologist mesomat in 2.5 years, and you'll have sidekick row. Business degree sidekick row on the side. Row is like a side of green beans with bacon bits in them. She's gonna hate me for saying that. Nick, why are we spamming? Nick, come on, bud. No spamming. Never mind, Ro. I'm not gonna go into it because I'm not gonna feed into your excitement and ego. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have an ego. Yeah, I definitely will not answer your question if you spam. Oh, look, it's Ro. Hello, Muffin.
First off, whoa. Ego. Half of these people in this chat don't know you, and it's fine. But I'm here to lay out the facts. And the facts are, I don't have an ego. You have a massive one. Secondly, I am not your sidekick.
You can be my sidekick.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Why do you have a hoodie on in here? It's like warm as hell in the house.
It's cold.
We need to get you a new hoodie. It is fading on here.
Yes, I know.
She is the whole show. She's a whole snag.
And also, wait a minute. On that part, what's with the green beans? That didn't even make any.
Like green beans.
That didn't make any sense.
Oh well.
Brother.
Heh. Heh. Oh no! Wait, we're not going back. Whoops! Wrong button. Hold on a minute. I gotta find it. We were about to end the stream, guys. That's that.
I'm just really confused.
It's okay. You can be confused. Oh, my Lanta.
Like, I'm not your sidekick. I'm doing my own thing with my own degree.
Yes, you are.
So
I
I
do
am
cause
no one's
confusion.
sidekick. If anything, you're my sidekick.
Yeah. I did, Susie, and it's crazy, too. It's like I should work for the National Weather Service. That's my ego. Yeah. You need to go take a nap.
A nap.
A nap.
Don't touch me.
Ego.
You egotistical a-hole.
Wow, that's wild. Hello, Chunky. Hello, guys. Yeah, Tuscaloosa, your severe threat's pretty much almost done. You just had your cold front just pretty much come through. Should mostly be done. Yeah, guys, we haven't had any warnings today, so that's good news so far. That's good news. Not a lot of, like I said, we can have instability, we can have shear. Bye-bye, Green Bean. We can have instability, we can have shear. But sometimes lapse rates or... There's about a million different fail modes with severe weather events. We can literally call like a major severe weather event and something mess it up, which is always good to see. So it's good for me. It's good for you guys. But right now we're just not seeing a lot of organization. So it's a good thing. Excuse me. That tornado watch is still out for about 4 more hours, so. Ooh, Alabama has some good traffic cameras. We're gonna have to check some of these out. Hold on a minute. Interesting. Hold on just a moment, y'all. Let's see here. What we got? That is true too, Terry. That is very true. We'll come down here near Montgomery and see if we've got anything. Actually, no, let's do this. Where's our thunderstorms at? Okay, so this just came through Tuscaloosa. Let's go towards here. We were under blizzard warning somewhere in the upper. Yeah, Christy. So I'm glad I've got somebody up there. If you guys get storm reports and not blizzard warning up there, please let me know. I'm very curious to see if you get 41 inches of snow or not. Bree, also, thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate all the love and all the support. Thank you. Oh, y'all are awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I want storm reports. If you guys get those in those areas, please let me know. I would love to know what's going on. Yeah, 41 inches of snow in that blizzard warning. Potentially on the table. Yeah, it's not going to be fun now. I know it's not going to be fun. 41 inches of snow is a lot. Where is Tuscaloosa? Is this... All right, we're looking, we're looking. I'm trying to find these storms as they're coming through here. Sounds good, Roro. It's very hilly in Alabama, at least on the central side. It looks hilly. Oh, we have our shelf cloud coming in. I think. Hold on. Yeah, it is very hilly. I'm just now looking at that. Hope you thank you for the gifts. Breekin, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, you can see the... Hold this up here so you guys can see. This is just south of Birmingham. Oh, Hazel is not having it. This is just south of Birmingham. Yeah, they do something there. I don't know what it is. Oh, I'm still watching. Yes. Did you say 41 inches of snow? Are we in the... Literally, though. No, seriously. Like, they're going to get 41 inches potentially between now and Sunday up in Michigan. It's crazy. You see, like, the low hanging... No, guys, we're probably gonna have a dudded risk zone today. If nothing happens in the next hour or so, I think our severe threat's pretty much maximized at 3 p.m. Eastern. Or sorry, 3 p.m. Central. So we'll stay on here for a little bit longer, see how things play out. So far, so good. Listen, I'm telling you, a lot of the times during the winter and fall months, these big time setups, we talk about them, we get you guys ready to go. A lot of the times, there are so many different fail modes, like instability being an issue, shear maybe being an issue. We have shear and we have instability. Our lapse rates are pretty decent today. So the problem is our wind profiles are basically almost parallel to the upper level winds. So you want to see your mid-level winds and your low-level winds in different directions so you can get more vorticity underneath the surface of your thunderstorms. And so when they're the same direction, you're not going to get that yanking of your winds at the bottom of the storm and basically touching the surface. So that's the struggle with today, and that's why we're not seeing all of these areas of rotation really get together and reach the surface. And on top of that, it's just It's just kind of one of those setups where you don't really sometimes get anything that ever happens. So, I'm not saying we can't see something happen the rest of the evening today, but right now we're kind of getting to that point where it's like, may not see too much. We'll see. Now there may be some rotation over here near is that Liberty City? This may be the radar touching, but I don't know. I want to watch the... What is this doing? Is this the storm I literally just was talking about? Is this the storm I was just talking about? Literally, that is insane. That is literally insane. I just said, hey, let's watch for rotation on this storm, and then it gets a severe thunderstorm warning. That's actually hilarious. Guys, we're just that good. We're literally just that good. We can call these things in advance. Severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This does have rotation on it, though. You can see it on the radar site. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Dude, Marissa, literally, though, there are still a lot of things I don't know in the weather world. There's a lot of things that I want to learn that I'm excited to learn. But, like, I have a decent knowledge. I'm not a professional storm chaser. I'm not, like I said, a, PhD or anything like that. But I've been doing this for a good amount of time. I've got some pretty decent knowledge. There's, like I said, a lot of things I've got to learn and figure out. So, but shoot, at least calling the warnings in advance, right? This one may be a problem. And this is going to go into Georgia. This will end up crossing into Georgia. Let me see if we can get a camera on this now that we've got... Okay, this is near Opelika. Oh, shoot. Okay, we actually have cameras right on this storm. Maybe. Oh, I appreciate that, Terry. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. I do, I do. Y'all are awesome. Where in the hell is my... the camera at? Okay, so this storm is going towards Opelika. And I'm telling you, these names are insane. Oh, this is going towards Auburn University. Would you look at that? Hopefully we'll get an idea on what this looks like here in a few minutes. Let me see here. Okay, we do have a camera when it gets a little bit closer that I can look at. Yeah, you guys do have that game on Saturday. We'll see if the storm becomes a little bit more rotation-y. But this severe thunderstorm warning is for Auburn. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail. Oh. I am hungry, and I really want candy, but we're going to wait. I do still think there's some brief, broad rotation on this. Hold on one second, guys. Here we go. We have Jenny Purr. Jenny Purr. Okay, all right, go. Literally. You're so cute, Papars. She said, nope, I don't want you. She mad. Come here, Papa. I saw we. Alrighty, my lovely Pete's. We are still watching this storm. Excuse me. Heading towards the Auburn area. She's like, not today. No, literally, though. Interesting. Yep, still 60-mile-per-hour winds. You want out? You can have out. Go out. Go. Here she goes. Oh. Was that 41 inches for let me look at it again here in just a second, Christy. Let me look here. Just a heads up again, guys, if you do not follow my gaming channel, Mezzomat Gaming here on TikTok, we are going to be live on there tonight, probably playing Call of Duty and Fortnite after the weather stream is over with, once the severe weather threat has died down for the day. We're going to be on there streaming. We're going to be streaming a lot this week over there since severe weather will pretty much be mute after today. So make sure y'all go follow that. It's pinned in my bio here, Mezzomat Gaming, and you guys can head over there with us. That's where I'm really starting to get to know a lot more people here that follow me on the channel. You guys can come in there and game with us as well and all of that stuff. So make sure y'all do follow that if you have not done that yet. It's gonna be lots of fun. We're gonna be doing all that fun stuff on there again. Christy, to answer your question, no. For your area, it looks to be between about 20 and 30 inches. That's between now and Sunday. Yes, that's hail, bro. That's hail. We will know if there's a CC, I promise. Yeah, and what I'm noticing with the structure of this storm too, it's really interesting. So, you know, it's right near the radar clearly. We've got very, very strong outflow winds. So if this can manage to wrap up here, we may have a problem heading towards Auburn, Auburn University here in the next few minutes. That's my concern with this storm, is does this become surface-based? Kind of see it drift in here. I've got the live cam at the university also pulled up. There's no tornado right now. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. Are they weakening as they get closer? Atlanta, Georgia, you still got a little ways away. I would say they probably will, but that's still to be determined. I don't like the way this looks. This is a little bit concerning here. A little bit concerning. Let me switch back to blue so you guys can see. Yeah, this is a bit concerning. It was in oh god, I can't even think of the name now. Cypress. It was Cypress, Texas is where it was at yesterday. We'll see what they do with this warning. Yeah, definitely picking up in intensity. Definitely picking up here. Hold on one second. All right, sorry. Yeah, it looks like we're starting to see a little bit better rotation on this storm right now. It's just kind of waiting to see if we get a tornado warning. If you're in Auburn, Alabama, you're going to want to be paying attention to this because this is heading your direction. The severe thunderstorm warning is already there for you guys. I'm in Florida. My house is in. Yeah, Cypress got hit yesterday with that tornado. We were on here live covering the only tornado that happened. Yeah, and once again, this is what I'm watching very closely here. Is this near what is that McRitchie Mill? This has got potential. This storm has potential. This is concerning. I don't like this. You got a hook echo starting to develop here. You got some inflow feeding in. You got some outflow. This is going right for Auburn University if this were to do anything tornadic, which would kind of be worst case scenario. Not good. Sid, I don't know yet. It just depends. We're just gonna have to watch it. It's crazy because the tornado watch doesn't even really go this far. I appreciate it, Will. I appreciate it. I know the words on the screen, guys, are super small. Radar Omega did an update, and there's nothing I can do to change it. So I'm just trying to be as specific as I can so you guys can understand where we're at and what we're looking at. I could see a tornado warning. I could literally see it coming. I mean, this rotation is tracking right for... This is Auburn University right here. Like, smack dab to Auburn. I appreciate that, Sid. I hope I'm saying your name right. Not Sid. Is it Sid or... I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I do butcher your guys' names, please correct me. I try my best to do the best I can here for y'all. I'm watching the Auburn University camera right now, so when it starts to get a little interesting, we'll look at it here. I'm shocked they haven't gone tour post with this yet, still. I'll bet, Dwayne. Heck yeah, I'll have Ro look over it at some point this week. It'll take just a couple days to get back to you, but I'll have her look over it. 'Cause she's the one that handles all of the team stuff. What's up, Double D? Good to see you. Yep, not a problem. Absolutely. Yeah, this is okay. So I'm gonna show you guys. This is Auburn University. Most of y'all have probably seen this camera before. I want to show you that just so you guys can see it. This is live right now. Maybe. Let me go with just let me do it this way. Hold on. I don't think. There we go. It's definitely very weird, kind of wonky out there. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, guys. I appreciate y'all for hopping in today. Listen, we were covering a tornado outbreak last year on Thanksgiving. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I think it was in the southeast, if I remember. Something last year we had, and I was literally on here for Thanksgiving Day. So if I have to do anything through Thanksgiving or Christmas, I always will. Ro knows how that goes. Yes, it was Mississippi. I'm glad, Ashley. I'm glad some of y'all remember because I can't remember. We cover so many of these dad gym events. I can never remember half of them that we cover unless they're like significant. But yeah, y'all keep me from going crazy. Thank you guys for the heart means, by the way. I appreciate it very, very much for all the love and all the gifts. Very much appreciated. All right, we'll come back to this camera here in just a little bit. Yeah, I'm still watching the storm here. All right, let me go look at some other storms. We do now have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Birmingham. Yeah, this is for Birmingham. So this is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail as well. Looks like we may have a little QLCS down here towards south of Bessemer. Want to watch this. You can sometimes get a little spin-up tornado on the frontal line of this line of thunderstorms. QLCS is a quasi-linear convective scale system. It's basically an embedded tornado in a squall line. Let's see if I can find... What's up, Crazy Sweet Flyer? Yeah, so if we get anything that drops out of Bessemer, we're going to see it. That's for sure. We do have rotation on this line, and I believe you can actually see on this camera. Hold on a second. Let me double check here. Let me double check. Yeah, so this rotation is going right over this camera here. You can see kind of a faint lowering where this QLCS is happening. So if this tornado drops, we're going to see it. There it is. Look on the top left of your screen, right up in here. That is your wall cloud supercell structure embedded in that squall line right there on the left side. This is on... Hold on. Right up in here. So pretty cool stuff here. Kind of see a little bit of a low in there. Lower in there. Yeah, these are not going to be rain wrap tornadoes today. They are mostly going to be, there's an elevated mix layer. We have a pretty stout EML, so that's going to allow for more photogenic tornadoes today to happen. So you can see there's lots of rain coming down over here, but this is where, if there is a tornado, this is where it's going to get happening at. Here, I'm going to even, yes, I'm still watching. You're going to see a little, well, look at this already. I'm going to draw one. You can see the rain coming down now. That's my drawing. Oh, look at the rain that just came through. Oh my goodness. This came out of nowhere. Oh, wow. That got crazy real quick. That took like 2 seconds. And it was like the camera's gone. Wow. Look at the water droplets bouncing off the camera too. That's insane. Well, there goes our view, guys. It's fine. It's all good. That was insane. You can like see the rain sheets kind of just going across here. Oh, the lightning. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, the other one does have rotation as well. Yes, it does. Oh, there goes our structure there. This is just south of Bessemer, Alabama. All right, we'll come back to that here in just a second. We're watching that area of rotation there. We'll keep you guys updated. Let's zoom back in here again. So that's the storm we're watching there. Let's go back to the one that we've got over here near Auburn. Yeah, it looks like this one lost its rotation. Looks like more of a wind and a hail threat here right now. So if you're in Auburn, just be mindful of that there. We'll go back to Birmingham since this has a little bit better of a tornado potential on it. Yeah, we're watching for QLCS rotation. So you may have something up near Fairfield, and you may have something down here south of Bessemer. It's really, really hard to sometimes pick these QLCS rotations out. Yeah, they are picking up. They are. We're starting to see that instability really working with these storms now. I'm hoping I can get another view here for you guys. Sometimes it's just a little bit hard to see. Maybe. Yeah, most central is under a watch, correct, yes. Yep, not a problem, Paige, absolutely. Absolutely, guys, that's what we're here for. Trying to find another camera here that's, we can get a look-see at that's not covered in rain. Oh, here we go. We'll be able to see a little bit easier here as well, I think. This is looking towards the highway. Hold on, let me see. That's mostly rain. So many people are out. All right, we'll just keep watching here and seeing what this does. It almost looks like Fairfield is still trying to do something wonky. Where is this at in Fairfield? Where is this? Okay, this is on the northern side of the box.
A new MCV has been issued for this location.
Oh, we're gonna get a new watch, I believe. Oh. Well, this is nasty. This is in Fairview. Very scuddy. Very, very low scud, too. It's a mesoscale discussion. It's just a discussion before a watch comes out. Yeah, I want to kind of look in this direction here. I don't know if this is a glare or not. Definitely very low, fast-moving clouds, though. Yes, I'm still watching. That might be rain. I think this is where our actual circulation is at. Definitely about to get blasted with rain here. All right, so that is Fairview. Let's go back and look at radar again. Yeah, still got some decently weak rotation here near Auburn. Still watching that camera. That one is garbage. I think you catch the follows. I'm just looking at a couple things. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of lightning with these storms either. It's like a very interesting day today. Still looks like some potential QLCS near Fairfield here. It's just really hard to tell if there's anything spinning. Tim's to drop in Atlanta. Yeah, that may be due to the cold front kind of hanging further to the south. Hazel is not having it. All right, let's look here again at radar. Let's go back to where there's storm. Yeah, there's not much there. Red is outflow from the storm. Green is inflow. Oh, wow. Guys, here's our storm in Auburn. There's your low-hanging scud. This is Auburn University. There's your low-hanging scud right there. So that supercell that's moving over down there. See if this thing decides to spin or do anything. There's just a random guy walking down here. Run! Just kidding. Yeah, very, very low here. It doesn't look like anything is rotating right now. Oh, yeah, but yeah, I know, right? Literally. It almost looks like a half-eaten wall cloud. Yeah, these are going to be those low-hanging supercells, so you're going to probably end up seeing this if seeing these type of storms move through that do this. It's really getting wispy over here. Yeah, this is Auburn, guys. This is Auburn. Yeah, it's Scud in the background. Yeah, there's no tornado or anything yet with this. This has got a preview little history of rotation, but yeah, this is all Scud. And I think it is. I definitely think it is. Looks like it's trying to get a wall cloud going. It's just not quite there yet. It's really interesting to see how this plays out. Ooh. Yeah, the buildings are pretty cool. What's up, truckers? This is Scud, so this is not necessarily a tornado cloud. This is just Scud from the bottom of the storm. The storm is severe warned. So we'll see how that plays out. Let me go back. Yeah, still severe thunderstorm warning on this. Yeah, you can definitely see the spin on it. Probably get a new severe thunderstorm warning on that. Um, let me look at something here. I'm just reading on this mesoscale discussion. I don't think we are going to get another watch, guys. I think this is it. The Mezoscope discussion was concerning the watch. Yeah, so this is yeah, exactly. So the National Weather Service just basically said our tornado threat is done for today. Looks to me that's what they just said. A brief tornado or two and isolated wind damaging threat remain possible where surface heating and low level lapse rates remain strongest this afternoon. A weakening trend can be expected over the next 1 to 2 hours as loss of daytime heating commences. Overall trend for storm weather watch 641 this afternoon, which is the tornado watch, has been for relatively brief intensification. A few cells have been continued to show weak low level rotation, but this has also been rather transient. It says local VAD data suggests low level shear has weakened slightly, but is still sufficient for a brief isolated tornado. This potential will be maximized where surface heating has been greatest, which is along the east central South Alabama corridor outside of southwest of Birmingham. Storm should be able to maintain some intensity for the next 1 to 2 hours. Beyond this point, weakening trend is expected and the severe threat is expected to end later this afternoon. So we're pretty much just about done for the day. We're not going to probably get anything. I would basically say that this risk zone is pretty much chalked at this point. So meaning that our severe threat for today is probably going to start to diminish here very, very, very soon. And we're going to call today a scratch. Is basically what it's going to be. So we had the parameters in place for today, but with the low lifting to the north and our low-level jet weakening a lot quicker than expected, we can basically say that there's still a very, very brief chance for an isolated tornado across the risk zone this evening, but I think everybody else will mostly be seeing general thunderstorms and then maybe some casual wind and hail. Could see an isolated, like I said, tornado threat. It's not zero, but what we were expecting today is not more than likely going to happen, is what it looks to be. So that's some good news. These storms are just struggling. They can struggle in these environments when you don't have everything perfect to kind of come together and allow. Our biggest lack today was forcing. So when you have a cold front coming through, typically you want to have your upper level winds a little bit stronger so these storms can be forced to grow upscale along the cold front. Basically shoots the overtops up 40,000 feet plus. And today we just didn't have a lot of forcing to allow these storms to mature properly. The low level jet was there, the instability was there, and we had everything else just except the forcing, and our lapse rates were just, as we talked about earlier at the beginning of the stream today, we're just not there today. So there was a chance they could have potentially re-intensified or re-strengthened and kind of allowed for a tornado threat to really materialize today. But be glad, guys, because if we would have had things in place today, we would have had a pretty significant severe weather event unfold, unlike, the scenario we got today. So this is really going to be our last severe weather event for a good amount of time. We're going to have lots of winter weather, cold air in place. I don't really expect any severe weather anytime soon anywhere in the United States after today. We may have a return to severe weather as we head towards the middle of December, but right now the pattern is just not going to support severe weather really anytime soon. So we're going to be talking snow. We're going to be talking winter weather. We're going to be talking cold air. That's really going to be the theme over the next week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before we maybe start to see a little bit of a different pattern. But December can produce severe weather events just like any other month, but a lot of the times if you don't have a decent upper level jet stream kind of exiting the Rockies, pulling warm moisture out of the Gulf, you're not going to see decent severe weather threats really set up at all. So we're just not going to really have that in place. So that's a good positivity thing to see, but I will say just be on the lookout today, guys. If you're still in this risk zone this evening, western Alabama and pretty much northern and western Mississippi is done for today. There still is a chance we could see an isolated brief weak tornado in the risk zone this evening. You never can rule that out, but I would almost say today is chalked at this point. I just don't see a need for anything else today. So does anybody have questions? We're going to wrap stream up here in just a few moments. I will probably go ahead and get ready to head over to my other channel and do a gaming stream this afternoon. So if anybody would like to come over there and hang out and have some fun and just kind of chat and watch Mesomat do stupid stuff, y'all feel free to do that. My other account is pinned in my bio. We'll be back. I'll be posting a full breakdown tomorrow of what my thoughts are for our winter storm that's coming through now into tomorrow, and what's going to happen this weekend and early into next week. So I do hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. You guys are amazing, and I am thankful to have all of you guys in the streams and supportive. I'm thankful to have an amazing weather team. You guys really the last 2 years have built and continued to push this platform. So very, very much appreciative of you guys and continuing to come in here and hang out and support and watch. And even through days that aren't crazy and days that are crazy, you guys sometimes get me through it. Some of y'all just do it, or all of y'all do it. Let's put it in that perspective. So there's days on here where we're sitting on here for 10 to 15 hours and I want to pull my hair out because things are just so intense. And there's days where we sit on here for 10 to 15 hours and nothing happens. So that's true weather forecasting. I don't like to sit on here, or I don't like to say that I'm into weather or doing weather full time when I don't sit on here through the busted risk zones or the higher end scenarios. So I like to try and cover everything we possibly can. So North Carolina should be fine. Not expecting anything for you guys. You'll have another batch of rain later on tonight. I think we're done, guys. I think we're done for the day. Like I said, brief isolated chance for a severe thunderstorm or two, but we got a busted risk zone, looks like today. Chalked it up. Always good to see those happen, so. I'll probably have a game stream in about 30 minutes to an hour with you guys. Over on the other channel. I'm going to eat some food, probably. I don't know, I'm going to eat some food. Doing good, Adam. Hope you're doing good as well. Dallas, Texas, you guys are going to be fine. Just dry weather. Most of the country will be dry weather this weekend. So, unless you're up in the Midwest. So, hold on one second. Don't burn your food this time, I know, right? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I have to send out a message here, y'all. All right, sorry, y'all. I had to send a message out to the team real quick. All right. Well, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up for the day. We will see you guys if y'all decide to hop over to the gaming side of things later on this afternoon. Other than that, be safe out there. If you're still in this risk zone for this evening, just be mindful, be weather aware. I always tell people that. But I think we are pretty much done for today. Weather team, thank you. All of y'all, thank you. Love and appreciate the support y'all give. Thank you for the taps, the gifts, all the follows, all the new subs on YouTube. We'll see you guys back for weather updates starting tomorrow. Goodbye.